Hello, and good morning. So, I thought I screwed myself out of the B ending here, and, turns out, I was a little bit incorrect on that. Actually, it turns out, despite the fact that it was supposed to be end of Chapter 2 anytime in Chapter 3, apparently this was just fine, because when I went back there, well, there wasn't really anything there. So, at any rate, let's see here. Double check, yeah. Choice B in Cape Iridella. Okay, yeah, just double checking that I'm not remembering something wrong here. So yeah, come a long way. Wondering what the mountains are like? Well, they probably have rocks in them. So, here's basically how it goes. This is, to my knowledge, the only time in a Tactics Ogre game where you actually get a choice of your character having an interest, more or less. Now, what's funny is, the way that this ending goes, if you go for ending A, she basically gives you an orb, which, I mean, she basically is a walking orb anyway, but she gives you an orb and basically decides, hey, there's frickin' Satan or whatever, I'm gonna go be best friends with that guy forever, and that's the ending you get. B, well, she's all like, oh, well, maybe I like this dude, maybe I won't go ahead and be friends with Satan forever. So, yeah, should be the wisdom thing, yeah, circle and wisdom. And then he gets all awkward, despite the fact that, honestly, relationships should probably be the least scary thing he's seen in quite a while. Especially considering the amount of death that just happened at Ostorea. Alright, so, what's changed since last time? Well, basically, since last time, Vin's gotten upgraded quite a bit here. Actually, got his way all the way up to getting Charisma. So we have that over here. So they're friggin' awesome. Also, you are now getting this, because it's the last friggin' green piece on you, so you are now the greenest. Congratulations. Still only does like 30 damage with Lachesis, but it's mostly just there as a squishy killer. Just because Magic Missile doesn't scale terribly well, that's more the anti-armor ability. But whatever, it had to go on someone. Really, it's Clotho that I wanted. Somebody needs warp shoes, though. No, Tia's been around for a while. Why don't they get the warp shoes? Or warp ring works fine, too. So this is kind of the final equipping thing. Just gonna put everything that I have on everybody that's available still. Hopefully gonna give as many people ranged weapons as possible. I think it should be possible to give that to everyone. So for Luca, he's fine as he is, because he's a nutcase and that's his whole deal. Actually, let's give you the Fire Drake, or... You know what? Give the Leviathan. Leviathan! However, exactly, that's lighter than one-hander, who knows? But there we go. This seems pretty true to canon there. Has a sword that's on fire, has pretty decent armor. I guess he doesn't really have a hat. As much as... he's not exactly immune to magic stuff, he's just ridiculously tanky. Do I want to do flotation too? I mean, it seems like a pretty reasonable boost, all things considered. Maybe this. There we go. Since the previous owner of it is a little bit dead. Sorry, Mosquito. Alright, so ranged, melee. Dummy can actually become part of the team proper now. I don't have the wind bow because I believe the only one you can actually get is the one that you get from, what the hell's old man that I fed to a dragon? I forget his name, you know who he is. Know his name! Alright, Lucas, fine. Gunhaver, you probably need a gun for you to have. But yeah, Tempest Bow, I believe that's the only one you can get. You probably can get one in quest mode, but... we're alright for now. Alright, so all these guys got equipment to, again, just a reasonable degree at this point. I leveled them all up. I tried having them all, you know, fight it out as much as possible, no pun intended there. Actually, Sans is fine with that cleaver. Just the unlikeliness of this thing ever doing anything is why I'm gonna end up going with a bow here. And then, yeah, Toots already has that. Right, where is my sort? Alright, so these are fine. Vaughn is going to the bottom, Deneb's going to the bottom. Deneb's getting turned into the second Snapdragon, by the way. There's reasons for that. But I'm gonna kind of max her out later. And, yeah, there we go. Now we're gonna do some more resorting in just a little bit. Because when we came to Selea, or was this? So we're gonna hire some more units. Essentially gonna have them all level 1 here. And there's gonna be a pretty major grind for all of these guys, but I'm gonna do that only, only upon actually doing the next fight. So whatever the next fight is, that's where we'll go. So first one here, go for Saturos. Already just made a list of names to kind of pick from. Because there were essentially 8 replacements needed. Yeah, that looks about right, even though they should probably be lawful, but whatever. Next, actually, Richter didn't get kicked. He actually got transmogrified into a fairy. There we go. There's Richter. Short. Also, same thing happened in Neris, go figure. Not entirely sure how that happened. I think he's actually normally Earth element, but whatever. That's not right. Technically lawful. Why not? Then we have... We're gonna go with this. Sydney. Because I found out that Vagrant's Story actually has a difficulty mod, or not necessarily a difficulty mod, but a rebalance mod that's actually coming out pretty soon here. So, gonna be doing that next. Currently, it's apparently like 2 weeks away from its 1.0, and he said the demo is not something that he wants to show at this point. So, we'll deal. Alright, we'll go with Wigra from FFT. Yeah, so was really excited about that. It's one of the ones that I found it funny that it seems like every single time that there's a rebalance of some description, one of the first things is always early regen. Kind of a strange thing, but it's seemingly always the case. Alright, next we're gonna go with Ripari. He's the bug from Sots the Pit. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then lastly, the one... Well, Mosquito died, but nobody ever mentioned their twin brother, Mosquito. They were the good one. They went off to law school or something. Yeah, so those will all be trained up and all that, but... Oh, well, wonderful. So, let's go ahead and show this off. Just because it's kind of hilarious. Now, these three are the main, kill move trio here. They've had no problem up to this point, absolutely wiping the floor with pretty much every random encounter that's come across. I know that I was originally just going and showing all of them, but quite frankly, it's basically just sitting there countering a dragon over and over while they have no chance to hit. So, less than interesting. So pretty much after getting the kill moves, it was kind of a situation of, I doubt anyone's going to want to watch countering a dragon a billion times, so there we go. This is basically how it goes. We're just going to kind of speed run this thing. And because I'm going to buy replacements for it, is this the one I want? Gears Abnormal. This is basically the best item you can get. 100. So she's going to go ahead and nuke the map next round. Pretty much what this boils down to, with these three, with their ridiculously high stats at this point, they cannot be hit in melee. I've seen 1% roll one time, and the breath attacks do like 20. So it's... who even cares? Alright, you're probably going to level up pretty much immediately. Let's do this. Those are just mind bombs, everybody. Although that was less than stellar. Oh well. We'll just go ahead and move on. I was really expecting more out of that. Here we're gonna Atropos from over here. Usually they can just keep using these moves every single round, as they end up getting at least one kill between the pair of them. Ooh, well, I mean, that's fine. Animal Hunter and Dragon Scale are perfectly fine. Actually, I wanted to get Dragon Scale on Alphonse, because I kind of wanted to make him a Dragoon. Less so for anything other than... I was really hoping to, well, I was really hoping for him to have that cool flippy move when he stabs stuff. Alright. Which is basically that move right there. Like, he still gets it anyway, but... it is what it is. Oh man, what if I could get Vin to have that ability? Or not ability, but have him get Dragon Scale? And yeah, Magic Missile is actually stronger than Lachesis at this point. So I like to think with Celia they were just like kind of keeping all those fairies in the basement or something at this point. Like they knew Steve was coming, like, we have new sacrifices for you. There's a chance some of them will make it. Like I said, most of them are going to be fluff. The way that I've been kind of leveling everyone up really quick, and frankly the easiest way to do it, period. Essentially, if you get everyone at level 1, by the way, bear in mind this results in everyone getting Bogus Hero, so and Bullpen Ace, so they wind up with a lot of debuffs for it. But, you know, you get them leveled up and hopefully get Miracle in the process. But essentially you have everyone fight unarmed at level 1 up until they hit, you know, 20, 30, that sort of thing. And then from there, you basically go back and you have them go and fight against whoever you have assigned as your kind of drill sergeant type of character. Which is just going to be anyone who, pretty much anyone who has a reasonably high level but they can still hit. In this case it would be Ivana. Just because once they get to like 20 or 30, they've at least got a 30-40% chance of even landing a hit of any description. At which point you give them all short bows, or, you know, pretty much anything. By that point, they should start getting Magic Missile, which is a lot more accurate. So, actually, yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. Theoretically, short bows should be better, but not really. So they just do plink damage for the most part. But still. You know, she's able to go and out-heal usually a full party of them up until they get to a higher level, and even then it's kind of a maybe as to whether they can still beat her. So far she's been pretty much untouched in that regard. Man. Lachesis is not scaling well, that is for sure. Okay. And that should be the level up, hopefully. Nope. Alright. Well, she's close enough to a level up to count it almost done anyway. Oh, that's annoying. Blocked it with a stick. There we go. So we know he's going to do a melee attack next round, he just uses breath. Actually, he might be able to not do that too. Whatever, this has a chance to kill. Good job. Nice. Okay, got Dragon Scale. Yeah, definitely like to see him as a Dragoon. Although his awesome teleportingness will not be nearly as effective. It might be worth the sacrifice. Alright, do that. With any luck here, we should be able to pick up, what's it? Pick up a Blood Rain on Vin pretty soon. So with that out of the way, well, he'll be doing a lot more damage. Oh, there we go. I learned the thing that I just forgot. You just got an iffy memory. You suck. Alright. Let's do the same thing again. However, now that these are not monster units, this isn't even a fair fight. Yeah, nausea is not exactly difficult. Go ahead and get kills all over the place. That's close, but whatever. This never happens in KOL. It's actually funny because this has arguably some of the meanest random battles as far as the series goes. Like, they're not terribly difficult in most cases, but some of them you can get so easily trampled by monster units that you start having a bad day. Also, I'm gonna leave her not doing anything until she's charged up, because she's at 99, so she'll immediately recall it. So apparently it's the end of a fight, and also upon level up, that she ends up relearning it. So as soon as she casts it, she'll remember it. Oh, that was a smart move. These guys are smart. If we've got no chance, let's do it anyway. And not you, but you. They might actually have to heal at some point at this rate. guys are also probably kinda regretting the whole not bringing a healer thing, huh? Yeah, so the last item that I want to get for Steve is the one that's going to be in that fight at the very north of the map. So that's going to be the next. That's basically the objective at this point. Also, by the way, I could be wrong, but it feels like random encounters really ramp up in Chapter 3. Again, I could be wrong, but it just definitely feels that way every time. Because I think, let's see, of the last few bits here, again, this is why I usually cut these out, but as of the last few bits, I want to say of the, like, 6 monster map travel, or the 6 random maps that have been walked through, 4 of those have been fights. First off, Vin. Go take another step towards getting Blood Rain. Good job. You don't have it, do you? No. You're definitely one of the veterans, and I know I've said this a billion times, but that's one of the many things I just absolutely adore about this system. It's like, you see somebody's emblems, and it's like, yeah, this character's been through some crap. They, you know, you can tell their experience by their emblems, not by their level. Because the levels honestly don't matter much. Vin at 20 is doing... Vin at 20 was doing like 10 less damage than he's doing now. And honestly, regular soldiers are that way too. It's just, you get diminishing returns very sharply. And that's really just what made the system work so well. Because for the most part, you're just getting health upon level up. Which is the same way that One Vision does it, more or less. One of the many reasons that thing is amazing. We're doing so much more damage to ourselves than you are to us. Basically right here, I'm just trying to set up kills for Vin. I should have at least some under his belt at this point. And he's been around for quite a while. The fact that this is kind of dragging on and is already running at 2 times speed, and makes me wonder how on earth I had patience for this as a kid. Oh well. And Steve can just regular hit this guy. There we go. Do one more regular hit next time, then Ven can finish him off. Should be able to just go and arrow this archer. Actually, it's funny. Speaking of, I occasionally watch, you know, a few of the... Was it DC? Yeah, it was the DC shows that they've been making, and, you know, starting with all the side characters and whatnot from those comics and everything. Usually don't, I don't really know that much about comics and whatnot, but the shows have been pretty entertaining. But I have to say, the special effects sometimes are a little bit hilarious. There was one scene in particular where there's basically the Flash and the Arrow guys going at each other. And their only way to convey that scene was to make one of them basically move in slow-mo the whole time. And all of the choreographed weird, like, flippy bow-hitting moves that make no sense looked, looked so friggin' weird in that situation. Oh, hi, telemarketers. Goodbye. Swear, all the dang time with these guys. Also, it's gonna take unusually long to get over to this guy. Yeah, even she can beat this guy at this point. Everybody's overpowered and it's amazing. Fantastic. The nice part about these guys going in as a trio, by the way, is, as you can tell, there are pretty massive morale benefits. So that's all nifty. It's probably a waste to do that. Smack him, I guess. Thankfully, due to the snow, you end up seeing a lot more front attacks than usual. So I had this absolutely bizarre dream yesterday. And I think it was from essentially going and like mass grinding this thing, grinding in Luct, and then also for some reason following that up with watching a bunch of bad Google translations, like the songs for that. That was a really weird dream that probably would have made an interesting story. That was just like my wife and I go to some resort or something for the honeymoon that got completely missed. End up going and like finding some ruins in the middle of a lake. Friggin' yeah, that's acceptable. Anyway, end up doing that. Find this like kind of cooler in there with this weird alien baby thing. This like blue alien thing that's unreasonably strong. There's like I can't put the thing back in the weird cooler thing that I found it in. Like, this is already getting really super bizarre, but whatever. Yeah, watch this run end as he rolls a 1% crit here. But yeah, so the thing ends up being all psychic and helpful for some reason. And then there's some kind of giant walrus thing that crawls out of the lake, and it gets, like, psychically messed up by this weird baby monstrosity. Like I said, bit of a strange dream. Not entirely sure what prompted all that, but dang, it was cool. Alright, Lachesis. Goodbye. Blood ring? No blood ring. Darn. Okay, thanks for the double items, I guess. Okay. So that's that. I believe that one's still available, so I might just do that one next. Alright, anyway, see you next time.